Hello everyone, welcome on MYUPSC. Hope you guys are doing good. This is a Prelims test series 2021. This is free test series for all of you in both Hindi and English medium. Today we are going to discuss test 2 Polity and Current Affairs test 2. Okay. The link is given in the description. You can click on the link and join the test series also. So if you want to get the notification on time, please subscribe the channel. Let's begin the test series. This is test 2 Polity and Current Affairs. Here it is. You can join here the prelims test series. Okay. The link will be given in the description. Let's begin. Question number first. Consider the following statements regarding fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Okay. So, which of these statements are correct regarding fundamental rights? These are also available to corporations or companies, because some of them are available only to the citizens while others are available to all persons, whether citizens, foreigners or legal persons like corporations or companies. So this statement is correct statement. This one is correct statement. Statement 2, there are also available against the action of private individuals. Most of them are available against the arbitrary action of the state, with a few exceptions like those against the state's action and against the action of private individuals. When the rights that are available against the state's action only are violated by the private individuals. There are no constitutional remedies but only ordinary legal remedies. Noted my point that there are no constitutional remedies but only ordinary legal remedies. So there are also available against the action of private individuals. This statement is also correct statement. These are permanent. No, these are not permanent. They are not sacrosanct or permanent. The parliament can curtail or repeal them but only by a constitutional amendment act and not by an ordinary act. So these are not a permanent. First and second option are correct. First is the right answer. Next question. ये हिंदी में भी अवेलेबल है आपके लिए. दिस वन इज द राइट आंसर. आप हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों मीडियम में यहाँ से फ्रीली पढ़ सकते हैं क्वेश्चंस, और इनका पीडीएफ भी लिंक है नीचे, वहाँ से जाके आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, फिर इसको आप रिवाइज कर सकते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर सेकेंड. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर कंसिडर्ड एज स्टेट अंडर द आर्टिकल 12. Okay. So, statement first. Panchayats and municipalities. Any such authority which has power to make any law, pass any order, make an regulation, by laws, etc., come under definition of state. Okay. Come on definition of the state. These panchayat, municipalities, district boards and other statutory constitutional bodies come within the definition of state. So that's why panchayat and municipalities are under the definition of article 12, which says the definition of state. This one is the right. ONGC, statutory and non-statutory bodies that get financial resources from government, have deep control of government and with functional characters as such as ICAR, CSIR, ONGC, IDBI, electricity boards, Delhi Transport Corporation, etc. come under the definition of states. That's why ONGC, like statutory or non-statutory. This one is the right answer. NCERT, statutory and non-statutory bodies which are not substantial, generally financed by the government, don't come under definition of state. Examples are autonomous bodies, corporates, NCRTs, etc. Okay, so this one is incorrect. Judiciary is not a state. Okay, so first and second are both are correct. Third and fourth are not considered as state under Article 12. Third question. Which of the following elements of rule of law are applicable to the Indian system? Okay, let's talk about it. The concept of rule of law has the elements like absence of arbitrary power, that is, no man can be punished except for a breach of law. So, absence of arbitrary power. First one, equality before the law. Equality before the law, that is equal subjection of all citizens, rich or poor, high or low, official or non-official, to the ordinary law by the land administered by the ordinary law courts. So equality before the law, this one is also correct one. Applicable to Indian system, rule of law. We are talking about the rule of law. Next one, the primacy of the rights of the individual. The primacy of the rights of the individual, that is the constitution, is the result of the rights of the individual as defined as and enforced by the courts of law rather than the constitution being the source of the individual rights. Okay, so this one is incorrect. First and second are correct one. The first and the second elements are applicable to the Indian system and not the third one. In the Indian system, the constitution is the source of the individual rights. Next one. Consider the following elements. Okay. Defamation and incitement to an offense are among the grounds to impose reasonable restrictions. The state can impose reasonable restrictions on the exercise of the freedom of speech and expression on the grounds of sovereignty and integrity of the India, security of the state, friendly relations with the foreign states, public order, decency or morality, contempt of court, defamation and incitement to an offense. ओके तो अब आपके क्लियर हो गया होगा ये. दिस वन इज द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. Reasonable restrictions can be imposed by executive action alone. No, this is not correct, because there are significant characteristics of clauses reasonable restrictions are. The restrictions under them can be imposed only by or under the authority of a law. No restriction can be imposed by executive action alone without there being a law to back it up with. Each restriction must be reasonable. A restriction must be related to the purpose mentioned in the clause of 19.2 to 19.6. And what is these 19.2 and 6? Article 19, clause 2 to clause 6. Reasonable restrictions. Okay. So first one is the correct answer. Next one. right to travel abroad comes under, right to travel abroad comes under, लगाइए गैस, right to travel abroad is a fundamental right under article 21. Okay, article 19 protects right to move inside the country, but right to travel abroad comes under right to life. Right to travel is fundamental right under article 21. Next one. Consider the following statements about right to education, RTE. It was added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002. Obviously correct. Right to education, Article 21A. Right to education provision was added by 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002. So this statement is correct one. It was the first such provision for free and compulsory education to be included in the Constitution. It was the first. Even before this amendment, the Constitution contained a provision for free and compulsory education for children under Article 45 in Part 4th, DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policy. उसमें ऑलरेडी ये है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ये फर्स्ट टाइम ही है. दिस ऑप्शन इज इनकरेक्ट. The right is available to both citizens as well as foreigners. It is available for both citizens as well as foreigners. So this one is the correct answer. First and third one. Next. Which of the following can be considered as law under Article 13? Under Article 13, okay. So, ordinances. Temporary laws like ordinances issued by the President or the state governors are considered law under Article 13. So, this one is correct one. Naga customary laws. Naga customary laws, non-legislative sources of laws, that is custom or usage having the force of law, are considered law under Article 13. So this is also correct one. Constitutional amendment. Article 13 declares that a constitutional amendment is not a law and hence cannot be challenged. Okay, hence however, the Supreme Court held in the Keswanand Bharti case 1973 that is constitutional amendment can be challenged on the ground that is it violates a fundamental right. That forms a part of the basic structure of the Constitution and hence can be declared as void. It is mentioned under Article 13. Sorry. So this one is incorrect. Constitutional amendment is not a part of Article 13. Notification by central government. Statutory instrument in the nature of delegated legislation like order, by law, rule, regulations or notifications are considered law under Article 13. Yeah, this one is right. So first, second and fourth, third one is the correct answer. Next one. Consider the following statements about Article 25 mentioned in the Indian Constitution. It includes a right to convert another person to one's own religion. No, this one is incorrect because it includes transmission and dissemination of one's religious belief to other or exposition to the tenet of one's religion, but it does not include a right to convert another person to one's own religion forcefully. Conversion impinged on the freedom of conscience guaranteed to all the persons alike. आप किसी का फोर्सफुली रिलीजन कन्वर्ट नहीं कर सकते, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में किसी भी आर्टिकल में ये मेंशन नहीं है. अंडर दिस स्टेट कैन प्रोवाइड फॉर रिफॉर्म ऑफ हिंदू रिलीजियस इंस्टीट्यूशंस. बिल्कुल, दिस वन इज करेक्ट वन. द हिंदूज अंडर दिस राइट include Sikh, Parsi, Jain and Buddhist. No, this one is incorrect, because Hindus in this context include Sikh, Jain and Buddhist. Sikh, Jain and Buddhist, not Parsis. That's why this one is the correct statement. Next one. Which of the following directive principles of state policy are not based on socialistic principles? Socialistic principles. Equal pay for equal work. No, equal pay for equal work for men and women is a socialistic principle, Article 39. And this, what question is asked? Not based. But this is based on it, so incorrect. Free legal aid to the poor. To promote equal justice and to provide free legal aid to the poor, it is under the Article 39A, is a socialistic principle. But question is asked not based on socialistic principle, so this one is incorrect, because it is based on the socialistic principle. To promote the educational and economic interest of SCs, STs. Yeah, this one is correct. Because to promote the educational and economic interest of SC, ST and other weaker section of the society and to protect them from social injustice and exploitation is a Article 46, Gandhian principle. Because actually this statement is incorrect, but the question asked already not based on socialistic principles. So this is not based on the socialistic principle, this is based on the Gandhian principle. And question asked not based, that's why we take it as a right one. Otherwise this one is incorrect statement. Protection and improvement of the environment. Protect and the improve the environment to safeguard, protest forest and wildlife. It is also part of Article 48A. Is a liberal intellectual principle. Okay. So the correct answer is equal pay for equal work. This is socialistic principle, but question asked not. This is also socialistic principle. This is Gandhian principle and this is liberal intellectual principle. So both third and fourth are correct as per the question requirements. Which of the following pair has been correctly matched? Okay. 42nd Amendment, 42nd Amendment Act minimize inequalities in income, status, facilities and opportunities. The 44th Amendment Act of 1978 added DPSP, Directive Principle, which requires the state to minimize inequalities in income, status, facilities and opportunities under the Article 38. Okay, so this is not a 42nd Amendment Act, this is 44th Amendment Act. 44th Amendment Act secure the participation of workers in the management of industries. This one is also incorrect because it is 42nd Amendment Act. Okay, this is not a 44th Amendment Act. The secure the participation of worker in the management of industries is mentioned in Article 43rd A. Okay, and Article 43rd A. Added by the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. 86th Amendment Act, early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. That is correct one. This is correct one. 86th Amendment Act of 2002 changed the subject matter of Article 45, which requires the state to provide early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. Okay, so third one, only third one is the correct answer. Third statement, C, third is right one. देखिए जहाँ तक हो पाएंगे क्वेश्चन होंगे, उसके बाद अगर जहाँ रुक गए वो आपके नेक्स्ट पार्ट में कवर हो जाएंगे, तो आप नेक्स्ट पार्ट भी देख लीजिएगा. अभी मैं कोशिश करता हूँ जितने क्वेश्चन हो पाए. ओके, बाकी जहाँ तक हो पाएंगे मैं आपको प्रैक्टिस करवा रहा हूँ. अदरवाइज फिर आप नेक्स्ट पार्ट में भी देख लीजिए. नेक्स्ट पार्ट में बना दूंगा, कोई क्वेश्चन रह जाएंगे तो. नेक्स्ट, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग हैव बीन मेड फॉर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग द डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स? द चाइल्ड एंड एडोलेसेंट लेबर प्रोहिबिशन एंड रेगुलेशन एक्ट. Statement first, this is correct one, because the Child and Adolescent Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 has been enacted to protect the interest of the children and labor class. So this one is implemented in DPSP. The Maternity Benefit Act, the Maternity Benefit Act 1961 and the Equal Remuneration Act 1976 have been made to protect the interest of women workers. That's why Maternity Benefit Act. This one is also part of directive principles. Formation of Khadi and Village Industries Board. Khadi and Village Industries Board, Khadi and Village Industries Commissions, Small Scale Industries Board, National Small Industries Corporation, Handloom Board, Handicraft Board, Silk Board and so on have been set up for the development of cottage industry in rural areas. Okay, and you know this one is also mentioned in cottage industry DPSP. The Criminal Procedure Code. The Criminal Procedure Code in 1973 separated the judiciary from the executive in the public service of the state. So this one is also correct one. All the above are correct. आप इनको जरूर याद कीजिएगा, रिवीजन करना. ये सारे ही क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट है प्रीलिम्स 2021 के लिए, और ये सीरीज चलता रहेगा. डेली बेसिस पे आपको इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस मिलते रहेंगे. यहाँ पे आप चाहे सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हैं, लाइक कर सकते हैं या शेयर कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज आप कम से कम पढ़ तो सकते हैं, और कुछ नहीं तो आपका रिवीजन हो जाएगा. अगर आपने पिछली बार अच्छा अटेम्प्ट किया है या आपकी प्रिपरेशन लेवल ठीक है तो आपका रिवीजन भी हो जाएगा, ज़्यादा बुक नहीं खोलना पड़ेगा. नेक्स्ट वन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर नॉट फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज एज गिवन अंडर आर्टिकल 51A of the Indian Constitution? Okay, so to defend the country is a fundamental duty under article 51AD. So this one is incorrect. Because this is under article 51A. To defend the country is under the article 51AD. Okay, And the question asked Article 51A. To pay taxes. To pay taxes, property is not a fundamental duty. So this one is correct. ये फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी का पार्ट नहीं है. टू सेफगार्ड पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी. टू सेफगार्ड पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी इज ए फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी अंडर आर्टिकल 51A फर्स्ट. This is part of 51A. But 51A first. That's why it is mentioned as incorrect. To cast vote properly is not a fundamental duty. Okay, to cast vote it not a fundamental duty. So the question asked which are not fundamental duties, and to pay taxes and to cast vote, these are not a fundamental duties. Okay, this one is the right answer. Next one. Consider the following statements about fundamental duties. India is the only democratic constitution in world which contains a list of duties of citizens. Now, this one is incorrect statement because Japanese constitution is perhaps the only democratic constitution in world which contains a list of duties of its citizens. These includes both moral duties as well as civic duties. Some of them are moral duties while others are civic duties. For instance, cherishing noble ideas of freedom struggle is a moral percept, and respecting the constitution, national flag and national anthem is a civic duty. So this one is correct one. They are enforceable by law. Yes, fundamental duties, they are enforceable by law, hence the parliament can provide the imposition of appropriate penalty or punishment for failure to fulfill any of them. That's why statement third is also correct one. Second and third is the right answer. Next one. Next question. Consider the following statements. चलो इस क्वेश्चन को हम है जो नेक्स्ट पार्ट में क्लियर करेंगे. इसका आंसर है जो सेकंड वन है. थैंक यू सो मच.